What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2008 movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So in this movie, when Sarah Marshall dumps aspiring musician Peter Breder for Rockstar Aldous Snow, Peter's world comes crashing down. His best friend suggests that Peter should get away from everything and to fly off to Hawaii to escape all his problems. And after arriving in Hawaii and meeting beautiful Rachel Jensen, Peter is shocked to not only see all the snow in Hawaii, but also Sarah Marshall, who is going on vacation with him. So, this is one of my absolute favorite comedies of all time. I absolutely love this movie. Jason Segel is just hilarious and really relatable in this movie. I've always related to his character and everything, the way he reacts to the breakup. I've kind of had my own similar reactions, not exactly like his. I don't go to the extreme. I didn't go to the extreme he did, but when this movie came out in high school and everything, and my relationship that I was in when the movie came out ended just a few months after it came out. So I had this movie on repeat on DVD a lot when I was going through that breakup and everything, and it actually really helped and everything. I kind of find it as a therapeutic movie to watch when you're going through a breakup and everything. I've watched it through 2 or 3 different breakups, but none of them are as relatable as that first one and everything. But I think the cast in here are just so great, and Jason Segel is excellent, and then you got Kristen Bell, who's wonderful as Sarah Marshall. She does a really good job at making her not the most likable person, but also not fully painting her out to be this huge villain, and she's not completely a horrible person either. So I think they did a good job with that and everything. And Mila Kunis as Rachel is just absolutely spot on, perfect casting. She is amazing in this movie. I absolutely love her and her chemistry with Jason Segel. I think they work really, really great together and everything. And this is one of my favorite characters of Mila Kunis too, and she's like one of my favorite actresses that I've always really loved and everything. I know a lot of people love to hate on her nowadays, and I can understand their reasons and everything, but at the same time, I just like her as an actress. I don't really go into depth with their personal lives. I don't really care about that. I just care about their acting. And she's a great actress and everything, and she's great in this movie. And the rest of the supporting cast are great in here too. You got so many great little character roles with different stars and stuff. You had Russell Brand as Aldous Snow, and he's really good at being really likable, but you also want to punch him in the face because you don't like what he's done to Peter and everything, but you also can't help but think, man, he's cool. Even Peter is like, at one point in the movie, he's like, damn, you're cool. I want to hate you, but it's hard to because you're so cool and everything. And then you got Jonah Hill and Paul Rudd, and they're both great in their little roles. Paul Rudd plays this surfer dude who's always high and everything, and he's really funny and stuff. And Bill Hader is Brian, Peter's best friend or brother. I thought it was his brother, not his best friend. He's absolutely great in here too. He's hilarious and stuff, and his chemistry with Jason Segel is really great and everything. Jonah Hill is Matthew is just absolutely hilarious. And then you got newlyweds Liz and Daryl, played by Jack McBrayer and Liz Kukowski, and they're both hilarious. Or actually no, Liz Kukowski didn't play Gerald's wife. Gerald's wife was Wyoma, played by Maria Christina. Sorry, I had the names mixed up. But they are hilarious too. They have this little subplot where they're having trouble getting it on their honeymoon and stuff, and they have to take advice from someone. I think they take it from Aldous Snow and everything. It's pretty funny, everything. And there's some other cool little cameos from Kristen Wiig and Jason Bateman and Billy Baldwin and a bunch of other really cool, memorable characters throughout the movie. So it has a really great cast and everything. And I think the Nicholas Stoller's directing is really, really good and everything. And the chemistry between everybody in this movie is just spot on perfect too. Everybody plays their roles perfectly, which a lot of the Judd Apatow movies that came out in the early 2000s do that, though. Whether it's ones he directed or just produced like this one. This was the one he just produced, but they all kind of have that same feel and great characters and fun movies to watch with characters you just want to hang out with and stuff. And that's what this movie brought to the table too. To me, it ranks up there with Forgetting Sarah Marshall, with Knocked Up and Superbad and 40-Year-Old Virgin and Pineapple Express and stuff like that. That Judd Apatow really helped make in the early 2000s. This is just another classic Judd Apatow produced movie. Judd Apatow did for raunchy comedies what in the 2000s what John Hughes did for teen movies in the 80s. Everything with a lot of the same actors and stuff, and this is one of the best ones that these actors and Judd Apatow made together and stuff with Nicholas Stoller, who has worked with him on countless times and everything. So I will say that everybody did a great job in this movie. The cinematography is pretty great too and everything, and I like that the humor is really great in here. It's like top-notch, hilarious humor and everything with some really, really great laughs. There were so many moments that just had me die and laugh and everything. From the pretty much from the very beginning and stuff, when he's just being lazy in his apartment and stuff, to when he sees Sarah Marshall. I could have lived without seeing him completely naked and seeing his freaking geeks. I could have lived without seeing those, but and everything that was something I did not need to see, but at the same time it also just made the scene even more funny and awkward and stuff, so it worked and everything. And come to find out that he actually did get dumped in the nude in real life, so it makes the scene even funnier knowing that it happened to him in real life and everything, because it would have had to been even 10 times awkwarder and everything. But they did a good job at making it really awkward and stuff, and but there's so many great moments, and I love like just how he's having such a hard time to get over, and the minute he sees her and everything, it's just the look on his face when he sees her for the first time at the hotel is just hilarious and everything. And then they have that scene where him and Rachel are having sex in one room, and that Aldous and Sarah are in the other, and they're like trying to see who could make the loudest noises and stuff, and it's just really funny and stuff. There's just a lot of really funny moments throughout this movie. The surfing scenes are fun. And they just build up so much good stuff, especially between Rachel and Peter and stuff. Like their whole getting to know each other stuff is just really fun to watch and everything. And they have really great chemistry together, and it just makes you really like both characters even more. You see they've both gone through hard times, and that they kind of deserve each other. You kind of root for them to get together and stuff and everything. So I like that. And I also love the Dracula musical that Peter is making throughout the movie, that he's talking about making, and we see him sing songs from it a couple times, and then at the end of it we finally see it actually come to life with puppets and stuff, and it's actually what got him the role in the Muppets movie and got that Muppet movie going, which is one of my other favorite movies of Jason Segel's that I've always really loved. So I thought that was really cool too. So all in all, hands down, this is one of the funniest and most relatable movies I've ever seen. I've always absolutely loved this movie from start to finish. It never gets old or boring and everything. I could watch this movie a million times and never get tired of it. It's one of my favorite comedy movies of all time for sure. So I'm going to go as far as to say that this one gets a 10 out of 10 for me, because it's one that I've watched so many times and I don't get tired of it no matter how many times I've watched it. So I gotta say it's one of my absolute favorites. I loved it from the minute I saw it in the theater back in 2008. I was like, this movie is going to be an instant classic, and it is. It holds up really well. It's still just as funny as it's always been, and it's a truly, really great movie. So I highly, highly recommend Forgetting Sarah Marshall if you haven't seen it. Like, highly recommend it. This is one of those movies that, if you haven't seen it, I would say stop what you're doing and go watch it, because this is a freaking hilarious, awesome movie. So, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.